Law enforcement agencies are intensifying the fight against illegal mining across the country. In Limpopo, border policing officers at the Bait Bridge confiscated a homemade wooden ferry suspected of smuggling people and counterfeit goods across the Limpopo River. In a separate case in Limpopo, more than 22 illegal migrants were arrested in a week under Operation Vala Umkoti. Joining us now to tell us if the fight against Zamazamas is seeing positive results is illegal mining operations expert Jacques Visser. Jacques, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. What would you say are the key challenges faced in combating illegal mining in South Africa, and how are law enforcement agencies addressing them?
The biggest problem that we have at this stage is that the Zamazamas and corruption are working head to head on these operations. The biggest challenge we have at this time is to get the Zamazamas out of the mines, but without the mine workers, law enforcement, that's the corrupt law enforcement guys, and even in the justice system, is to get those guys through the courts and to get them in locked up for these crimes. So that is the biggest challenge, is from the mine workers that supports those guys underground with food and all that stuff, right through to law enforcement, to courts, to get the justice system, to get those guys in jail for these crimes that they're committing by stealing the gold from underground.
So with that said, Jacques, what are the main reasons behind the persistence and the growth of illegal mining in South Africa?
The big thing is the time when we did illegal mining, our biggest problem was the buyers in Johannesburg that bought the gold from those guys. So all the mines has been flooded with illegal miners from Lesotho, from Mozambique, from Zimbabwe, all those guys coming over the borders to come and make money and selling this gold to these guys in Johannesburg. So the mines were at that stage were flooded with illegal miners. So it was quite difficult to get all those people processed through the system. So the biggest problem that we have is the buyers. So at that time we tried to stop the buyers from participating in buying this gold from illegal miners, and that we can stop the system from getting these guys to go on with the illegal mining.
Well, I mean, we see that there were 2 foiled attempts in this past week with regards to some of the goods that were being ferried over the Limpopo River. But how does then illegal mining contribute to other criminal activities? Like we mentioned, these goods, the human trafficking, the drug smuggling, as well as money laundering.
That's right. Human trafficking was a big problem that we had when I did illegal mining, because we had miners also working underground, 14-year-old boys that we got underground that was working for these guys, and human trafficking was a big problem. Drugs was a big problem, and even weapons that came over the border for these guys to protect themselves underground from operators that came underground to come and catch them and stop the illegal mining. So we had a big problem with all those crimes that were committed underground and even above ground. When we got to the smelt houses that we call it, and all that, these guys had their own armies protecting them, and their own security that protected them from us.
I mean, you mentioned earlier on that some of the challenges sits with the miners that are working underground themselves, all the way through to the policing system and all of those that are supposed to hold these illegal miners to account. Is there any role that perhaps technological advancements and data analysis can play in detecting and also preventing this illegal mining activity?
The biggest problem we have is Department of Home Affairs needs to also participate in this, because 80% of the illegal miners are illegal foreigners coming over the borders to come and work in our mines. And like 20% is South Africans, and that's what we got at that time when we were doing illegal mining. So 80% of them is illegal foreigners, and Home Affairs and those guys were never participating or helping us getting these guys through the books. So the biggest thing that we have is we have to get all law enforcement, Home Affairs, the justice system, everybody, even the mine companies, needs to get involved in this. Getting these Zamazamas, because you get Zamazamas that's underground, you get your Zamazamas that's working above ground. So it's the same thing. They're all chasing gold. As long as you get results, getting these guys behind bars, then you've got a positive thing going on.
Jacques, this looks like a very bleak picture. Is there any hope that at some point we'll be able to find solutions with regards to such illegal mining?
Yes, definitely. I think I'm looking up and I'm checking every week. I think the security companies, private security companies working on this Zama thing is really on top of it. I know of a few companies that's doing the illegal mining, and I think there will be a positive result in all this.
So with those private security companies, how important then is collaboration and information sharing between the various stakeholders? I mean, those in law enforcement agencies, industry experts such as yourselves, as well as community members in combating illegal mining?
It's very important. You can't do anything without any collaboration amongst each other, and also intelligence. That's very important. Sourcing out all the stuff, and you can't work with illegal mining if you don't have a background. You're not working with communities, because that's where we got all our intelligence. It's actually from communities, from telling us this people is working and all that. So no. It's very important for everybody to work together to get all the information and know exactly what we are working with here.
Earlier on, Jacques, you made mention of the mining companies themselves in having to take responsibility. But on a bigger scale, what responsibilities do you believe that they have, being those mining companies, when it comes to just abandoning old mines and leaving these opportunities for criminal activities to continue in such a way?
That is one of the biggest problems we have, is all the old shafts that we had working in Welkom, working in Randfontein, all those places. That's one of the biggest problems, is the old shafts that's been opened. And then those Amazonas go in there and even putting their own lives at risk, because it's a 2-kilometer climb that they have to get from the top to the bottom. So it's a risk for the mine themselves as well, because it's a health and safety thing. And also from the DMR side, they will immediately, if there's any deaths or anything going on, they will immediately, start to ask questions from the mining departments, asking them if there's any positive thing around this shaft that's been opened. And that's where the security companies comes in, because the mines needs to get these guys on board, security companies, private security companies doing illegal mining. And this old shafts needs to be guarded from these guys. And that's most of the times the mine, they close the shafts, but hoping that it won't be open. But the illegal miners, they open it and they go down. Lastly,
what do you think really needs to be done, Jacques, in ensuring that we combat this problem in the near future?
I really think the thing is, companies, private security companies working with illegal mining needs to be approached and needs to work directly with Department of Home Affairs, law enforcement, and even the justice system to get a positive result out of this. So all of this needs to be done immediately, and that's the end result, is all private security companies, law enforcement, everybody work together to get this thing solved. I mean, we had a positive result in Barberton, we had a positive result in Welkom, we had a positive result in Randfontein, but the biggest thing is we also have is maintaining. If you clean up a place, to maintain afterwards that no Zamazamas are coming in. But that's not the thing yet. As soon as the Zamazamas are out, the mines think, okay, everything is clear, the mine is clean, but after 4 or 5 months, they are back. That's all you need to participate and keep the thing going with private security companies, law enforcement, everybody, and afterwards keep those mines clean.
All right, Jacques, thank you so much for your time. We certainly do appreciate it.